I only cheated twice, so marry me. Alright, buckle up, because you're not going to believe this story. Or maybe you will, if you've ever crossed paths with someone as delusional as the infamous Jenny. Let's just say, if there were an Olympics for entitlement, Jenny would have at least 2 gold medals. And unfortunately, I was the poor fool that crossed her path. I met Jenny at a friend's birthday party. She had this big, dramatic personality and was instantly the loudest one in the room. She was the kind of person who'd call herself quirky and too real, but would end up being more of a real headache. You know the type. But hey, she was cute, and I was single. Besides, I figured nobody could be that bad, right? Oh, young, naive me. For about 3 months, things were pretty great. Jenny was fun, I'll give her that. She was spontaneous and always had wild stories to tell. Sure, some of those stories painted her in a questionable light, but I figured they were just wild college tales. Then again, a lot of them sounded suspiciously like things you'd get arrested for. But hey, I thought, everyone has a past, right? We got along pretty well, until one night when her phone buzzed. She was taking a shower, and her phone was just buzzing. I glanced at the screen. Yeah, respecting privacy, I know, but the text preview was right there. It said, "When can I see you again? Last night was amazing. XOXO Trevor." Now, I don't know about you, but I don't usually get XOXO messages from friends. Call me paranoid, but something didn't seem quite right. So I did what any reasonable person would do. I sat down and waited for her to come out of the bathroom, pretending to be interested in my phone while my mind was racing. When she came out, I calmly asked, "Who's Trevor?" Now, this is where most people would either confess or try to cover it up. Not Jenny. No. Jenny was bold. "Oh, Trevor?" she said, putting on her "what? Me" face. "He's just someone I'm seeing, but don't worry, it's only twice. I mean, like literally twice." And she said it so casually, as if only twice was a perfectly acceptable way to justify cheating. The level of delusion was mind-blowing. I was honestly speechless. So naturally, I asked, "What do you mean, only twice?" "Oh, come on," she sighed, as if I were the unreasonable one. "It's not like it's a big deal. It's not like I'm dating him. I was bored, and I only cheated twice. You're not going to make this into a whole thing, are you?" She even had the nerve to roll her eyes. At this point, I was trying to wrap my head around her mindset. She genuinely didn't think cheating twice was a big deal. In her mind, she was practically Mother Teresa for keeping it to just 2 times. "Jenny, cheating is cheating," I said, trying to keep my cool. "I don't think this is going to work out." "Oh my God," she huffed, crossing her arms and giving me a look like I'd just ruined her day. "You're really going to throw away everything we have? Everything? Over 2 little mistakes?" It was like she thought we were in a 10-year marriage with kids, a dog, and a mortgage. And here she was, acting like I was being unreasonable for not wanting to stick around for her part-time fidelity. When I told her I was done, she suddenly got all teary-eyed, pulling out every line in the book. "You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. I don't know why I did it. I'll change, etc., etc." She even threw in a half-hearted apology, though it was obvious she was just upset that her backup plan was walking out the door. Now, here's where things got really insane. Jenny wiped her tears, took a deep breath, and said, "You know what? Fine. If you won't forgive me, let's get married." Yep, you heard that right. Her solution was marriage. "You want to get married?" I asked, just to make sure I hadn't slipped into some alternate dimension where logic didn't apply. "Yes," she said, like she'd just come up with the most genius idea ever. "This will prove how serious I am about us." I thought for a second she might be joking, but the earnest look in her eyes told me she was absolutely serious. This woman had gone from, "I only cheated twice, no big deal," to "let's get married to fix it," faster than I could process. When I told her that proposing marriage after cheating, twice, was, in fact, not the grand romantic gesture she seemed to think it was, she rolled her eyes again. "Ugh," she groaned. "You're so dramatic. Everybody messes up sometimes. It's not like I did something terrible." Jenny, you literally cheated on me, I reminded her. Only twice, she insisted, as if those words would magically erase everything. At this point, I was ready to make my exit, but Jenny wasn't done yet. She followed me to the door, blocking my way, now full-on begging. Please, please don't leave. I can't believe you're acting like this over two little things. It's not like I'm a serial cheater. Two little things? At this point, I had to resist the urge to laugh. This woman genuinely thought I was the one overreacting. Then she got desperate. She started saying that if I didn't marry her, she would tell all our mutual friends that I was afraid of commitment and emotionally unavailable. Like, sure, Jenny, I was emotionally available enough to date you, but I guess I have my limits. Realizing she wasn't going to change my mind, she decided to turn on the guilt trip full blast. You're just like all the other guys, she wailed, throwing herself on the couch dramatically, hands over her face. Nobody cares about real love anymore. I thought you were different. Now, here's where fate handed me a beautiful, unexpected gift. As I was about to finally leave, her phone buzzed again. I glanced down at it, and wouldn't you know it, another message from Trevor popped up. Hey babe, can't wait to see you again tonight. XOXO. I looked at her, then down at the phone, and raised an eyebrow. Oh, you're seeing Trevor again tonight? I asked, letting the sarcasm seep in. Jenny froze, her face going through about 4 different shades of red. She stammered for a good 5 seconds before blurting out, I was just going to tell him it was over. I didn't even respond. I just shook my head and walked out, finally free from the tornado that was Jenny. A few days later, I started getting texts from our mutual friends, asking what happened. Apparently, Jenny had gone on a mini smear campaign, trying to paint me as the bad guy who couldn't forgive her for one little mistake. Fortunately, Trevor must have figured out that she was juggling both of us, because the next I heard, he'd ghosted her too. She tried reaching out to me a couple of times after that. Surprise, surprise. She even left me a long voicemail saying how the universe wanted us to be together, and that she'd learned from her mistakes. I blocked her after that. Looking back, I can't help but laugh at how ridiculous the whole situation was. I mean, who cheats twice, gets caught, and then thinks marriage is the solution? Jenny was like a living, breathing, choosing beggar meme. It's almost impressive, really. In the end, I walked away with a great story and a renewed appreciation for red flags. And Jenny? Well, I'm sure she'll find someone willing to settle for only twice.